Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara and I make career, travel, and lifestyle content here on YouTube. So if any of that interests you, you already know what I'm about to say. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you turn on the notification bell so that you're notified anytime a new video goes live. Alright you guys, so I am headed back to Chicago today. My 2-week solo travel trip through Portugal is ending and I'm actually very sad about it. I have mixed emotions. Like, I'm sad, but also I'm really excited to get back home and get back into my routine. But before I leave, I thought what better time than to talk about how to overcome the fear of solo traveling. Out of all of my experiences in life, solo traveling definitely ranks the highest. It is one of the most eye-opening, exciting, and liberating experiences that you can have no matter your age. However, there are many concerns when it comes to traveling solo, especially if you've never done it before, fear and safety being primary. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 3 mindset hacks and tips to help you release that fear and travel alone with confidence. So first of all, let's talk about what fear is. It is a totally normal and valid emotion, and it is caused by the belief that someone or something is of danger to you. Now, I placed emphasis on that word belief because in the case of your fear of traveling solo, it is just that. It's a belief, a thought, a speculation. And for the most part, fear is what you feel when you are going somewhere new or you're doing something completely different than what you are accustomed to doing. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. As someone who's a seasoned traveler, I still feel fear whenever I'm traveling somewhere new. I feel fear of this unknown place because I have no idea what to expect. So to me, feeling fear and having anxiety are completely normal when it comes to traveling. The thing is, I don't let it stop me. I am comfortable feeling those emotions and still moving forward with my travels. So how do you feel the fear and do it anyway? Keep watching. My first tip for you or mindset hack is to start small. Work your way up to solo traveling. Your first time traveling solo does not have to be to some destination that is thousands of miles away from home. In fact, I actually recommend that you start small. So start taking yourself on solo dates. Start by exploring your own city. Once you feel more comfortable and confident in yourself, maybe start by doing a weekend solo trip somewhere nearby to a neighboring state or somewhere within your country where you already know the lay of the land, you know the language, you know that you can get home if you need to, and it will kind of ease that anxiety a little bit. I think a lot of times when we hear the word travel, we automatically think, I have to get on this plane, I have to go hours and hours away, thousands of miles away, and that could not be further from the truth. In fact, if you have never traveled solo before and you are now going to this place that is unfamiliar to you, so not only are you navigating a new experience, but you're also navigating a new environment, that is a recipe for being overwhelmed. It is not impossible, but I definitely recommend kind of building up to that. So start getting comfortable being by yourself, eating by yourself, asking for directions, exploring new environments, and that will make solo traveling a little less anxiety inducing and you will feel a lot more comfortable about solo traveling. The next mindset hack or tip that I have for you is to have a trip goal, not a plan. What do I mean by that? The reason you have anxiety and fear, aka false evidence appearing real when it comes to solo traveling, is because you've already developed this mental picture of what solo traveling is supposed to look like, and you have no idea how to perfectly achieve that. The reality is you've already kind of thought about how your first solo travel trip should go, how you should feel on it, how it should play out overall, and that just doesn't help. So instead of having a to-do list or a preconceived notion about how your solo travel trip should go, just start with having a trip goal. So for example, for my trip to Portugal, my trip goal was to really explore the country. For my past solo travel trips, when I went to Mexico City and when I went to Buenos Aires, they were slow solo travel trips. So I stayed in one city, in one Airbnb, and that was on purpose. I was feeling overwhelmed about having to navigate, traveling within the country, having to move my stuff around, trying to navigate the train. I just didn't want to overwhelm myself with that. So I went on the trip and I did what I was comfortable with, which was staying in one city and exploring it thoroughly. Well, coming to Portugal is an extremely small country. You can get from the top to the bottom in like 6 to 7 hours. And I really wanted to push myself. So on this trip, I made it a goal to visit 3 different cities in Portugal and to get to those cities using the train. I had never used the train before, but I really wanted to continue to build my comfortability as a solo traveler using different modes of transportation and really trusting myself as a solo traveler. And you guys, you know what? We did it. It was definitely a little stressful at certain points. I got on the wrong train one time. I was in the wrong seat another time. It took a lot of just navigating and learning how to do it, but I feel so much more confident in myself as a solo traveler, in my ability to navigate a foreign transportation system and being able to move around a country safely. And that was my goal when I came to Portugal. I didn't have a list of sites that I wanted to see. Of course, while I was here, I explored, but instead of focusing on this checklist of these 14 things that I need to see in Lisbon and these 10 things that I need to do in Porto, my goal was just to make it there. My goal was to make it from Lisbon to Porto, from Porto to Lagos, and from Lagos back to Lisbon, and I did that. This simple mindset shift is one of the best tips I have for solo travelers because it just takes a lot of pressure off of you. Actually, I read a quote the other day and it was like, stop shoulding all over your trip, right? Like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be going there. Don't do that to yourself. Have a goal, whatever that is for you. So maybe that is you just want to relax. Maybe you want to make new friends. Maybe you want to explore as many coffee shops in the city as you can because you're a coffee lover, right? Whatever that goal is for you, set it and then be open to how you actually go about achieving that, right? Every day you're going to feel different. Your energy is going to ebb and flow. And so having a goal will allow you to be creative about how you achieve it, but it'll keep you focused and keep you grounded during your entire trip. And with this goal in mind and not a plan, you're able to really fully embrace the best part about solo traveling, and that is doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, so that you're able to accomplish your goal. All right, and the last mindset hack or tip that I have for you when it comes to overcoming your fear of solo traveling is the more you do it, the more comfortable you become and the easier it is to find your solo travel confidence. So, like I shared, solo travelers still feel nervous and still feel fear when it comes to going new places. But the difference is we practice solo traveling in spite of that, rather than waiting on fear to completely eliminate itself. If you are waiting to no longer feel the fear, you will never do the thing that you are fearful of. You literally have 2 choices, because the reality is fear never completely goes away. You either get comfortable and okay with feeling that emotion and working and moving forward through it, or you don't. And you never do the thing that you are fearful of. That's it. Those are your two options. I can definitely say that I feel so much more confident now as a solo traveler than I did on my very first trip. And the things that I do now as a solo traveler, I wouldn't even think about doing on my first trip because I hadn't built that confidence. I hadn't built my solo travel muscle. It is a muscle, right? The more that you do it, the more that you practice, the easier it becomes. Even if it doesn't go the way that you thought it would, or you struggle, because you guys, I have struggled on solo travel trips. I have actually left solo travel trips early because of fear. And so I'm here to tell you that it never goes away, but you learn how to move forward in spite of it. You get more confident, you feel more comfortable, and you also learn that your fear is going to ebb and flow. When I actually left from Bolivia a few days earlier than I intended to, it was because I allowed fear to overtake me in that moment. Had I just allowed that emotion to kind of come down and dissipate, I probably wouldn't have left early. But you know what? I learned from it. I learned, okay, this is how I feel when I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed. This is what I should do instead of just immediately trying to leave, right? But I wouldn't have known that had I not gone through that experience. And I didn't allow that experience to completely deter me from solo traveling in the future. So just know that the first trip may not be the best. The second trip may not be the best. The third, fourth, fifth trip may not be the best. But as you continue to show up more and more and you continue to do it, it will become easier, I promise. All right, you guys, so like I have shared repeatedly during this video, traveling solo can be nerve-wracking. It can be anxiety-inducing, and it is totally normal to feel fearful when you are going somewhere and doing something completely new and foreign to you. But at the same time, solo traveling is completely liberating and it's exciting, and it is something that I wholeheartedly believe that every single one of us deserves to experience. Sometimes your friends and your family are not able to travel on your preferred dates due to work or maybe family or other financial obligations. So as you work on overcoming that fear of traveling solo, the world literally becomes your oyster. I have 15 more tips over on my blog for first-time solo travelers. These will be great tips for you to start with, and for those like myself that are a little more seasoned, these will serve as really great reminders. So I'm going to leave the link to the blog post down in the description. Definitely go check it out. All right, you guys, so now it is your turn. If you are interested in solo traveling and you have never done it before, what is stopping you? And if you have solo traveled before, what is one piece of advice or encouragement that you would give? Let me know down in the comments. And with that, we are going to end the video here. I literally need to pack and get checked out of this hotel room. I actually have like 12 hours before my flight leaves, so I'm going to find a coffee shop and set up shop for the day. But I hope that you all enjoyed this video and that you feel just a wee bit more confident when it comes to solo traveling. Again, if you have any specific questions, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace.